unveiling Six Sigma as a new quality control assessment tool for Simon Edward 1800 in Chemical Pathology Hospital Malacca.
Assalamualaikum, very good morning, especially to Prof. Muhammad Syukur, Dr. Nazif, all respected lecturers and all my friends and audience here. My name is Nura Shahida binti Idris, and today I would like to share with you the funding project that I've completed entitled Six Sigma as a new quality control assessment tool for Siemens Edward 1800 in the hospital that I work in, Chemical Pathology Laboratory, Hospital Malacca. So before I start my presentation, I would like to share the meaning behind the logo of our third colloquium. As you can see, the motto is Realize, Research and Reveal, where it actually symbolizes the journey of us doing our final year project, where firstly we're going to realize the issue or problems that bring us to our research, and then we do our research and reveal the finding. So today, me as well are going to share with you firstly how I realized the problem that leads to my research, and I'm going to discuss my research and reveal the findings that I obtained. So firstly, for gap in research, in 1999 there are reports circulated claiming that up to 98,000 of deaths and more than 1 million injuries in US are caused by preventable medical error. When we say preventable medical error, it includes any medical error and it includes laboratory error. So this report highlighted the insufficiency of quality in healthcare. And decades after the report, if you can see the tables there, in 2013, the healthcare atmosphere was still filled with medical error reports and in certain cases involving lawsuits and leaving doubts on whether we have already built a safer health system. So what we can learn is that we can only become safe if we choose to become safe. So choosing a QC program is a part of the journey to build a safer health system. So in quality assurance, it can comprise of quality planning, quality control, quality assessment, and quality improvement. The quality control itself is a system designed to increase the probability that each result reported is valid and can be used with confidence by the physician or doctor making a diagnostic and therapeutic decision. The purpose of QC is to measure accuracy and precision, to detect an analytical problem, prevent reporting incorrect values, and aids in troubleshooting. So the current practice for assessing QC is by using Westgard-Marty rule. I think a lot of you is familiar with this Westgard-Marty rule. So there are 6 types of commonly used Westgard-Marty rule, which is the 1-2S, 1-3S, 2-2S, R4S, and 4-1S and 10S. So the common interpretation procedure is that the QC will be considered in only if none of these rules are violated. So, Six Sigma concept is actually a new method for QC assessment. It is actually an error reduction methodology that has been successfully applied in Motorola and General Electric, which means Six Sigma concept is actually initially applied in mostly manufacturing sector, and then we try to implement in quality control in laboratory. So Sigma is the mathematical symbol for standard deviation, and this concept can be applied actually wherever an outcome of a process has to be measured, not only in laboratory, in any field. As long as you want to measure an outcome of a process, we can use Six Sigma concept. So a poor outcome is counted as an error or defect, and this is quantified as defect per million. A Six Sigma process is one in which 99.99% of the products manufactured are statistically expected to be free of defect. So Sigma matrix calculation. Okay, for laboratory, Sigma matrix will be calculated using this formula, which is TEA minus bias over CV. For different fields, there are different ways to calculate the Sigma matrix. So the formula, in the formula, bias is actually the systematic error where we can get from external QC. CV, imprecision of the method, we can get from our internal QC. And TEA, or total allowable error, which we can obtain from biological variation table. It is available online. And TEA is actually the expression of how much bias and imprecision of a method that can be tolerated without giving a negative impact to a patient's result. So the Six Sigma concept, the Six Sigma idea asserts an association between the number of product defect, wasted operating cost, and level of customer satisfaction. As sigma increases, the consistency and steadiness of the test improve, thereby reducing the operating cost. So if you look at this table, when the sigma is very low, as, for example 1 sigma, the process yield is 33%, which means the defect per million is, in 1 million production, there are 670,000 defects. So there's so many defects in 1 million opportunities. So the sigma is very low, which causes estimated cost for poor quality is very high. Cost for poor quality includes when we have to reproduce a product or any cost involved for troubleshooting. And in clinical laboratory setting, this means the cost for repeating the QC in troubleshooting process. So in managing the QC using Six Sigma, PFR and PED is very important. PED is probability of error detection, while PFR is probability for false rejection. False rejection happens when actually it is just a random error. So when it is a random error, it is impossible for everything to become perfect every day. So we have to expect random errors. So actually, random error, we don't have to reject the QC result. It is actually considered as false rejection. But PED stands for there are actually analytical error in addition to the random error. So for achievement of world-class quality, it is desirable to have high PED and low PFR. So when the method is more than 6 sigma, which is excellent, we don't need to use very stringent internal QC rules. So we can relax the control limit up to 3 SD. This is in theory, but actually if the sigma is more excellent than this, we can relax the SD to like 5 SD also. So let's say this is from Westgard guideline, the general guideline. So if you can see that, if the sigma more than 6, we don't have to use all the 6 rules. We can use only single rule, and the limit is not just 2 SD. We can expand to 3.5 S, and the level of QC we can reduce. Let's say usually we're gonna use 4 levels of QC in a day. For excellent sigma, we can perform only 2 levels of QC. So in my hospital, we are actually utilizing a software known as Westgard Advisor in the Bio-Rad Unity Real Time. This is provided by the Westgard himself. So if you all didn't know, Westgard is still alive. He is a living legend. So he's continuously improving his system. So Westgard Advisor allow us to see the sigma matrix chart and OPSPEC chart to let us determine a new QC rule. So when we know sigma matrix for an analyte, we can determine new rule by choosing the highest PED and lowest PFR. So to make it in short, this is the difference between using the previous method and the new method that I'm trying to implement. So in Westgard multi-rule, all rules were applied to all analytes uniformly without knowing the performance of any analyte, which causes false rejection. So wastage on cost and time for performing daily QC. And the error detection varies, but we didn't know the level of error detection. But if you use Sigma method, we can choose rules based on analyte's individual performance. So there will be lower rejection rate, less troubleshooting, which can lead to cost and time saving. And we know the PED and PFR for each analyte. So in my study, the research objective is to study the impact of Six Sigma implementation as QC assessment tool in terms of QC rejection rate, cost, and QC duration. So my hypothesis is that there will be a significant number of QC rejection error when Westgard multi-rules is used. And there will be a significant difference in the percentage of QC rejection between these two methods. there will also be a significant difference in the cost for QC materials and reagent between these two methods, and there will also be a significant difference in the time taken to perform daily QC between QC assessment using Westcott materials and Six Sigma method. So the method for my study, so the study location is Chemical Pathology Lab, Hospital Malacca. The study design is experimental. The sampling is by using the QC results for 30 routine analytes, all routine analytes in my lab, for 100 days by using the previous method, and another 100 days for post-test using the Six Sigma method. So the data collection was from QC report sheets and case performer form. And instrumentation is analyzer Siemens Advia 1800. There are two analyzers, which is Advia 1 and Advia 2. And the consumables involve are QC materials, reagent, and of course calibrators also. So the data analysis, the data was analyzed using descriptive analysis and inferential analysis, which is PET test, and was analyzed using SPSS. So it is ethically approved, and I also received approval letter from our head of department, and also consent from all MLTs involved, because they have to sign into the case performer form. So firstly, the flow is collection of pre-test data, and then while calculating the sigma matrix, so while I'm taking pre-test data, I'm also calculating the sigma matrix, and then we determine new QC rule for each analyze, and then we implement the Six Sigma and collect post-test data and analyze the data. So for my results, okay, this is the summary of sigma matrix for analyze in Advia 1. The red colored is for poor sigma, which is less than 3 sigma. For moderate, the yellow one is between 3 and 6 sigma, and the excellent one is more than 6 sigma. Okay, for Advia 2, this is the result. Okay, for comparison of QC rejection and rejection error, we notice that there are significant reduce in rejection error and also the percentage of QC rejection. So this slide is when using WM, it stands for Westcott multi-rule. So when using Westcott multi-rule, and then after we use Six Sigma, there are less QC rejection. So for cost, for comparison of the cost, PET test shows significant result also with eta square that shows large impact size. And actually the total saving that we've achieved for the two analyzers was actually 22,547. This might seems very big because reagents and calibrators and QC materials is very, very expensive. So anyone working in the field will know all of this is very expensive. So when we can cut the cost, maybe the cost can be used for different means. So for comparison of QC process duration, there are also significant decrease with a mean difference of 26 minutes. Because some analyze, we don't need to do the QC twice a day, and that's contribute to less times for performing QC. So so for discussion, only less than 10% of analytes in my lab achieve poor sigma metric. So the new QC rule that is less stringent for moderate and excellent sigma reduces false rejection and troubleshooting, and therefore we can save cost and time for QC performance. In conclusion, my study proved that the benefit of implementing Six Sigma method as a new quality control assessment tool, and the objective of the study was successfully achieved, where Six Sigma method obviously seemed to provide a better QC assessment that is cost effective while maintaining highest level of error detection. And all parameters in this study obtained significant results statistically. Number of QC rejection and QC rejection error were reduced, and then also cost and time were also reduced significantly. So me and all my supervisors and co-SV for this study agreed to conclude that Six Sigma method is a better QC assessment tool compared to the conventionally used method. That's all. Thank you.